switch is another control statement. There is a conditional control statement available in the C language. The switch contains a expression that we call as a switch expression. First, that expression will be evaluated. If that expression value is 1, then the statements whatever we have written after the label case 1, they will be executed. That is, we can say if the switch expression value is matching with case 1, then the statements after the case 1 will be executed. Similarly, if the expression value is matching or is 2, that is matching with case 2, then the statements after the case 2 statement will be executed. Like this, theoretically, we can have any number of cases and related actions in the switch statement. Mind it, in some applications, to get the solution, we need not require to use switch only. We can as well use if condition also. This version of switch contains a default clause also. That is, you have to understand that we can have a switch without default clause also. That was a previous example. Now we are showing the default clause in addition to normal cases. That is, the expression value is not matching with none of the cases, then the statements whatever we have written after the default clause, they will be executed. So in general, for a switch statement, the cases should have integers like 1, 2, 3, etc. as arguments. And also characters also, like case A, case B. That is, if the expression value becomes case A, the statements after the case A will be executed. Otherwise, if the expression value is case B, the symbol capital B, then the statements after case B will be also executed. Thus, we can say that for the switch statement, the cases should have either integers or characters as the arguments. That is, either integer constants or character constants are the only acceptable ones as arguments for the cases.
Main objective of this program is to read the student mark in a test and then give a class for him, whether he is first class or second class or third class or failed, according to the table given. First we will read a student mark in a test, and then we have used two switch statements. The outer switch statement is used to decide whether the candidate is passed or not, whereas the inner switch statement is used to find out the class. if he is passed, his marks is divided by 10. The resultant is either 3 or 4. Then the candidate is classified as a third class candidate. If marks divided by 10 happens to be 5, then the candidate is classified as second class candidate. For any other value of marks divided by 10 expression, the candidate will be classified as first class. We have assumed that the user has entered 33 as the student marks. Then in the first switch statement, the expression value matches with 0. That is m greater than or equal to 35? No. Thus the switch expression value becomes 0. That is matching with the case 0 of the outer switch loop switch. Thus you will be getting a message failed. This time we assume that the user has entered marks as 45. Thus the expression of the outer switch becomes 1. Thus it matches with the case 1 of outer switch statement. Thus the inner switch statement will be executed. That is 45 by 10 becomes 4, which is matching with the case 4. Thus we will get a message third class. This time we assume that the user has entered 56. Obviously with this also, the first switch statement expression is evaluated, which matches with the case 1. Thus inner switch statement will be executed. 56 by 10, that is 5, is matching with the case 5. Thus we will get a message known as second class. This time we assume that the user has entered 89. As usual with this also, outer switch expression is evaluated, that is n greater than or equal to 35. Yes. Thus the bracket value is matching with the case 1. Thus inner switch will be executed. The inner switch executing involves the calculation of m by 10. That is 89 by 10 becomes 8. That is going to match with the default class. Thus we will get a message first class.